to the Dad and Cole Football Patrol.
Welcome back indeed, Cole. It's been quite a while, but I'm excited to be back here talking NFL football with you. We're deep into the throes of the offseason, heading towards camps and activity, which is awesome. So, Cole, let's do a quick recap of some stories that were big and popping in the offseason. I guess we should start with none other than the biggest move, Brady, Bucs. What are your expectations there out of Big Tom, number TB12 in Tampa?
Since he has Gronk back with him, I think he's going to do pretty well. And he also has Godwin.
Yeah, right. I think the skill set is awesome there, and I think a lot of people also are looking at Arians as sort of a quarterback whisperer. We saw what he did with Palmer at the end of his career in Arizona. We got some, a little bit of a run out of that guy. Clearly, I think Brady is a much more equipped quarterback than Palmer was, so we expect big things. Now, what do you think, though, as them as a team overall, being able to compete within that division with the likes of the Falcons, Saints?
Well, I think they'll be able to. I think they'll definitely finish over the Saints.
Okay.
Because Tom Brady's, if not the best quarterback of all time.
Can't argue that.
So I think he'll carry them, and they also have Godwin, and I think they have a pretty good coach with Arians. So I think they'll be able to finish above the Falcons.
So above the Falcons, above the Saints, and it's just really the Panthers. So you like them?
Above the Panthers. The Saints have to compete with them.
Okay.
I can't really predict that.
I got you. So you see, at worst case, a second place, and then them in New Orleans battling out for first.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
There's some big trades that have happened over this offseason.
Yeah, I think probably the biggest, most high-profile one would have been DeAndre Hopkins going to the Cardinals, David Johnson going to back to the Texans, and there's some picks involved in all that, but let's just talk. I mean, really, the big piece of this, I think we can just talk about the two players. Who do you think sort of made out the better out of this deal? What do you expect from Hopkins with the Cardinals? And what do you expect about Johnson? Kind of the part that not a lot of folks are talking about, but I'm intrigued about David Johnson and the Texans. Your thoughts just overall?
Oh, it has to be the Cardinals because they also have Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
So they also have, young talent.
Christian Kirk, right,
yeah.
coming up.
So
you're seeing Arizona definitely making out the most out of that deal. Now, do you see the Cardinals at all competing? That is a tough division when you got the Niners, the Rams, Seahawks. Do you see them being able to do anything as far as being competitive in the division because of this trade?
So after the 49ers lost the Super Bowl last year, I think that will kind of haunt them, so they won't be that good this year.
Interesting.
So I think the Cardinals will kind of go back and forth with them maybe.
Okay.
A little bit. The Rams, I like them a lot.
Yeah, they kind of fell off the map last year, but you feel like the pieces are there, and I think we all still trust in McVay as a designer of offense that they could kind of have a bounce back year.
And Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp, we love Cooper Kupp. Is that the best division in football?
No.
No? Who do you think is?
Panthers.
You think the South is?
Yeah.
It's a little more. Okay, that's interesting. All right. And then, Cole, I think the other trade we'll just quickly touch upon, the Bills, who had a heck of a run at the end of the year last year, getting even stronger with weapons around Josh Allen. They pick up Stefon Diggs. What do you think that does to Josh Allen and that offense as a whole?
That's helping Josh Allen a lot.
Yeah, big time.
Because now the opposing defense will always have a threat because they know they have Devin Singletary to work with, Josh Allen, and also Diggs.
Yeah, no.
So it's kind of like the Saints, except those are a little more not X-Factor players. They're kind of more superstar players.
Yeah, Thomas is a super high-profile guy, and Diggs is a little bit of the tier below that. But I agree. I think more firepower for the Bills and for Allen, and I'm looking for interesting things out of that offense this year. So, Cole, two interesting veteran running back moves in the NFL. You got Gurley with the Falcons now, Melvin Gordon with the Broncos. At their time, these two guys arguably were 1 and 2 as far as the running back position. There was a moment where they were sort of at top.
Especially Gurley.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. So I'm curious, who do you see, which of these two guys makes the biggest impact for their respective team? Is it Gordon and the Broncos, Gurley and the Falcons?
I'm going to go with Gordon because, like, with Drew Lock coming into the NFL, he's, like, kind of new to it.
Yep.
So he's probably going to go with a ton of running plays, and that will get Melvin Gordon back into his game, I think. But I also like the move with Gurley because him and Julio, that would be like
Power,
pretty.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just to recap your thoughts, and that's interesting. You're thinking with the young quarterback out of Denver that they really need to rely on the running game. So the opportunity, the carries, the workload might be there more for Gordon. Whereas it might be a little bit of a better offense that Gurley's sliding into.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. I'm going to lean towards Gurley. I have a gut feeling hunch that dude is ticked off at the world, at the way his career has sort of devolved, and people are almost not even.
Didn't he have like an injury?
Oh yeah, like major. Well, last year he kind of hung in there, but 2 years ago, and the past 2 years prior to that were really kind of injury riddled. But this reminds me of scenario. Now I know you know the guy from commercials and seeing highlights, but Jerome Bettis, the bus, when he went from the Rams to the Steelers, he was kind of a forgotten guy, a lot of tread on his tires.
He went on fire.
And he went off. I don't know that the Falcons are going to get multiple years out of Gurley, but I look for this one specific upcoming year. I think Gurley's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder. I expect a big year out of Gurley. Just a hunch I have. We'll see what happens.
And also, Gurley is competing in that tough division with Tom Brady
and
Gronk, so that's also going to be a challenge for him.
No doubt about it. That could be a little bit of uphill sledding for him for sure. Good call.
So the draft, Burrow got taken first, so let's just run over that real quick.
So we'll recap our sort of big picture look at the offseason. There was the virtual draft, which we watched together, which was really neat. I thought the NFL did a good job still maintaining a draft. Yeah, Burrow to the Bengals, clearly the biggest deal, the number one overall pick. I think he's a cool kid. He seems to say all the right things. Seems like a really good dude. Your thoughts, can they potentially compete at all in this division this year with the addition of Burrow? What are your thoughts about his trajectory overall?
The Bengals won one game last year, and they didn't have A.J. Green, which was probably the biggest reason. They had Ryan Finley starting a couple games for them, who was a rookie last year.
They were struggling, man.
And Mixon was not. He was kind of like.
He wasn't. I think look, the work from a fantasy perspective, the workload was there for Mixon. I think he came on a little bit near at the end, but I think the things you're pointing out with the quarterback play, AJ Green, Tyler Boyd was decent, but it was just so much emphasis on Mixon, where you're bringing up a guy. I think he's going to have a significant year this year, and I think Burrow helps take some pressure off Mixon and vice versa. But do you like Burrow being able to come in and forget, playoffs? Do you think he can come in and play at a high level right away in his rookie year?
So last year, when he was in college, he was competing with the best of the best
in
that division. So I think he'll do pretty well. But it kind of depends on who he has. If injuries happen in training camp, it might not go that well for him. But I think it'll help them a little bit more, and they'll get I'm predicting that they'll have at least 5 wins.
Cool. That'd be an improvement for them. And I think for the NFL, it's great to have a young guy like this, an upstart, potentially superstar. So I'm rooting for him and for the Bengals fans to get some good play out of Joe Burrow.
Please subscribe to our channel and comment what you are predicting for the season.
Yeah, good deal, Cole. So how about we ask everyone to talk about Brady and the Bucs? Leave a comment. What do you expect from Brady and the Bucs? What do you expect from that team in the division?
And Gronk.
Yeah, and Gronk. Leave a comment with your thoughts on that. And like Cole said, please subscribe. We'd be honored if you could stay along for the upcoming season with all our videos and contents. And Cole, why don't you tell the folks about something cool you're doing on YouTube yourself?
So I have my own YouTube channel, so please check that out and subscribe. It's called The Big Ticket, all about Pokemon. So please subscribe to that if you can.
For sure. And I think if you just search in YouTube, The Big Ticket Pokemon, those few words, it'll come right up. So subscribe to Cole. He's doing fun stuff on there. Broski, is that it for us in this video?
Yeah.
All right, we're out. Take care, guys.